Hello guys, Frends here, and in the background you'll be seeing some Black Ops 2 gameplay from my friend Andrew, aka Flubbernub. You guys have seen him on my channel before many times. He's the guy that I primarily make videos with. He lets me use his setup a lot to record my gameplay, even though it's my capture card, and he's using it whenever I'm not around because he has the equipment that would actually run the program. But on to today's topic. I was originally going to use a much more serious topic today, but actually it came to my attention that I had something else I wanted to get off my mind. Um, Today I'm going to be talking about mostly how, excuse me, I am a little bit sick, but today I'm going to be discussing in multiplayer whenever you're playing specifically a shooter. Now, shooters can be super frustrating in that you'll die random times and you don't know what happened. You feel like your weapons are weaker than other people's weapons. You'll feel like you're getting melted and destroyed. And there's always a reason for it, but you'd never understand why. And you may think that sometimes there's these people that are super soldiers and they're running around and they can't be killed and, you know, they're gods. And I'm here to say that it's not necessarily true. Yes, there are players out there that are significantly better than you. Sometimes you're just going to have bad luck, and who knows, you're going to have Optic Scumpy or Goonjar or somebody on the other team that's just going to destroy you every time. And that's just because, not that they're so much better player skill-wise, because anyone really can be a true competitive gamer. They have just trained themselves to do things faster. Now, what I'm talking about is they always find time to look at the minimap. They find time to call out, and they catch quick glances of people and they register that in their mind, where that person is, where they might go, and they process that information so fast that they're able to actually pick the person off or find where they're going before they actually get there. As you can see, Andrew's holding down this building right now with the shotgun. He knows that they're spawning front boat. So he knows that they're going to be right there next to him. They know he's inside now, so they're going to keep rushing his position. But that's not necessarily the most important thing. He's looking at his radar right now and knowing where we're spawning, and that's how he knows where they're spawning. That just comes down to map awareness. And that's one of the most important things in a multiplayer shooter, is you have to know where everything is happening. And that means, yes, it does make it easier with teammates because they can call them out to you, but by playing with yourself, it doesn't make it impossible to win a game. If you outplay them, if you are smarter, if you know how to manipulate the spawns better, if you know how to rush harder, play the objective better, if you know how to just outplay these people, you can win by yourself more times than you think. A lot of people like to blame losses on really bad teammates, and sometimes that's absolutely true. I've had TDM gameplay where there'll be one person on my team that'll go like 1 in 21 and will lose because of it. And there's nothing you can do to avoid that. That will happen. It's just something that you have to live with. And this does pertain to all shooters, but I'm talking specifically about Call of Duty. And the reason I'm doing that is because Advanced Warfare is right around the corner. And I want to help you guys out as much as I can with what I know so that you guys get better in time for Advanced Warfare. It's about exactly a week out, I want to say, for Day Zero. So that's why I'm bringing it up now. As you can see, the first gameplay was really fast. He joined in about mid-match there. So, going into the second gameplay here, this one Andrew does much better, and this time he's actually playing with me. Last game he was playing solo. This game he is playing with me, so he's got teammates. And me and him throughout this entire match, I don't know if you hear it in the background, but me and him were giving callouts this whole time. We were telling each other where the enemies were. We were staying on top of our game so that we knew exactly what to expect from everybody and knew exactly where they were. And that's what's important in a match, is you want to have that communication. You want to know where they're going. That's what makes these competitive teams so good. They're not necessarily better than your clan. They just use better communication. It's also important, and I bring this up because I actually just saw Drifter's video about it. I will leave a link to Drifter's channel in the description. You can go check out his video where he talks about not panicking. And that's really important in multiplayer as well. You can't panic and think no matter what, that you're going to lose a gunfight. You have to go in there every time with this kind of cockiness about you, thinking that you can win anything that you challenge. And you do that, but don't do it foolishly. There's a certain fine line that you gotta learn to tread, and that line is just, you gotta know when it's going to be physically impossible. If your screen is as red gets, you know, Santa Claus red, then you know not to challenge that gunfight. Don't go for that, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to lose. Probably about 99 times out of 100 you'll lose that, because you know you can only take like one more bullet or so and they still assumingly have full health. Now there are certain existential, or that's probably not the right word, but there's certain circumstances that will negate that, such as, you know, they've been damaged or something along those lines. And there are sightlines in Black Ops 2 that, for whatever reason, are broken to where you can catch sight of them before they actually get sight of you. And that's just some weird graphical error on their part, but it works to your advantage sometimes. Now, the thing that really will separate you from everybody else whenever you're playing a game is just how fast you can think of these things. And everyone, generally speaking, has the reaction time to be a truly great player. Everybody has, you know, the knowledge to actually go out there and play their heart out and actually win just about every match. The thing that separates, you know, truly great players from decent players is just how well they do all the things combined, how well they process all the information, how much map knowledge that they have, and how much time they put into the game. You gotta think that these pros put so much time into the game, not because, you know, they enjoy it, which I'm sure they do, but because it's their job. They have to know how to do this because they've got to stay at the best that there is in order for them to stay pros. There is a very, very fine line in gaming between being a pro and being just an average Joe. You can be a truly amazing player and be professional and everything one day, and the very next day there's another guy that's sitting out there all day against your clan and is just destroying you, and then they get picked up and not you. You have to stay on top of your squad. Pros put so much time into the game. Now, not everybody has that much time, though. Not everybody has that much free time to keep playing. Not everybody has that luxury of just continuously doing that over and over again and grinding out and finding everything out, which is fine. I don't either. But in order to step your game up in multiplayer, you gotta remember a few key things, and that's you can't panic. Can't do that. It's absolutely essential, because if you panic, you start losing your train of thought. You can't process information as well because you're too busy worrying about something else. You've always got to keep moving, and that leads me into that point. If you're sitting still, if you're trying to hold down an area, you're doing the wrong thing. If you're camping, you're doing the wrong thing. You can sit there, and in games like Domination or something, where the B flag is in the middle of the map, you can hold down B flag from multiple positions. They've always made it in Call of Duty where you can go from multiple flanking routes to get to the same point. And they do that for a reason, is so that you aren't necessarily put into these areas that are called choke points. Choke points are these small areas in which you only have one entry point, one exit point. That's it. From whichever way that you're coming through. And Call of Duty tries to minimize those as much as possible so that you have as many flank routes as you can get, especially in Call of Duty Ghost, but kind of don't want to talk about that. That wasn't my favorite Call of Duty game by any means. I enjoyed Black Ops 2 a lot more. That's why you've seen a lot more Black Ops 2 gameplay on my channel than Ghost. Also, I've heard that Black Ops 2 is more like Advanced Warfare, which is what we're leading into. Advanced Warfare is supposed to be a really, really fast-paced game. And you've got to learn to adapt. That's another really important part in multiplayer. You've got to learn to adapt to different situations, because not every person that you play against will be the same. Now, you playing with a group of teammates, sure, you guys might go into the match having the same strategy every time, but that's not necessarily the best thing to do, because of the fact that every enemy is different. Every person will try capturing different flags at different points. They'll have different strategies going on this whole time, and you've got to learn to adapt on the fly, which is why it's important to know your callouts, know where the spawns are, know how to manipulate the game to the way that you want it. And that sounds a little cheesy, it sounds a little far-fetched, but that's the ultimate goal whenever you're playing a multiplayer game, is you want to make it so that the game adapts to how you want to play. And that's how you take control of the game and win. You can do this solo, but it's a much easier with teammates. And that's why the pros are as good as they are. Is every pro, sure, they're good in pubs by themselves. They can do very well for themselves. They've played the game a lot more. They know the callouts. They can process all this information really fast. But they do so well as a team because of that amount of practice that they've had together. And you got to build that from somewhere. The gameplay's coming to an end here in the next about 30 seconds or so. So I'm going to go ahead and dip out. You'll see the final kill cam. I end up in it. And I just wanted you guys to know, as always, with friends like us, who needs enemies? If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. If you want to see commentary similar to this one, go ahead and leave a comment down below telling me what I should comment about next. And again, as always, with friends like us, who needs enemies? And look at this sick double kill here. Got the first guy, picked up that second kill there. Oh, deadly. Spot's a really good gun. See you guys.